with me, fellow Republicans? This is an endeavor to make America great again! So here we go. It is my honor to nominate Donald J. Trump for the office of President of the United States.
The great state of Nevada proudly casts all of its 26 votes for President Donald J. Trump.
New Hampshire proudly casts all 22 votes for my good friend, the 45th and soon-to-be 47th President of the United States, Donald John Trump!
Madam Secretary, and everybody in this great city, on behalf of our entire family, and on behalf of the 125 delegates in the unbelievable state of Florida, we hereby nominate every single one of them for the greatest president that's ever lived, and that's Donald J. Trump, hereby declaring him the Republican nominee for President of the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for us to determine our nominee for the office of Vice President of the United States, Senator JD Vance.
There's things to be done all over the world. Let's rebuild America first. Who's on the hill and who's...
Are we ready to nominate a vice president? How about you, Ohio?
Yeah! To JD Vance, America First is not just a slogan. It's his North Star. He has followed it every moment of his life and career. He knows what it's like to live in poverty, forgotten by Washington politicians. He is dedicated to ensure that no American is ever forgotten again. Madam Chair, it is a great honor to move that JD Vance be nominated by acclamation by this Republican National Convention as its candidate for the office of Vice President of the United States of America.
The question is on the motion that Senator JD Vance be nominated by acclamation. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye!
All those opposed signify by saying no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
Donald Trump has announced Senator JD Vance as his running mate for the 2024 presidential election. Vance is a Republican senator from Ohio who is also known for his 2016 memoir, Hillbilly Elegy. Trump said the announcement came after lengthy deliberation and thought and considering the tremendous talents of many others. The former president's shortlist of vice president candidates also included Doug Burgum and Marco Rubio. Vance was highly critical of Trump's presidential campaign back in 2016 and identified himself as a never-Trump guy. He since said that he regrets his criticism of Trump, and the two have praised each other publicly after Trump supported Vance when he ran for election in 2022. Trump's vice president pick comes with added weight after he survived an assassination attempt this Saturday at his rally in Pennsylvania. The shooting by alleged gunman 20-year-old Thomas Crooks left one rally attendee dead and 3 more, including Trump, injured, as the former president was grazed in the ear with a bullet. Vance blamed President Joe Biden's campaign for the attack, writing on X that the rhetoric led directly to President Trump's attempted assassination. Previously, Trump has spoken about the importance of his vice president pick, as the role includes stepping up as commander-in-chief in case of an emergency, meaning he trusts Vance to take over in the absolute worst-case scenario.
The U.S. Sun is on the ground in Milwaukee to hear from some of the GOP delegates. Here are their thoughts on the VP nominee.
I'm just thrilled about the Vance pick. We knew it was probably one of four. Any of those four individuals would have served the country proud. I just think JD Vance is an excellent pick. There's a lot about Ohio that's similar to Iowa, so the Iowan in me is excited about this, and the conservative Republican in me is excited about this. So, once again, kudos to Donald Trump and JD Vance. We're behind you 100% in the Hawkeye State.
My name is Nancy MacArthur. I'm the party chair in Geauga County, which is in Northeast Ohio. And so we're really excited about JD Vance as our VP. It's good for Ohio. It's good for the country. And we're really excited that he's going to step up and do this for our country, for Donald Trump.
And what do you think that Vance brings to the MAGA ticket as opposed to the other candidates?
Well, it's Trump's pick. He needs to have somebody that's got his back and that believes in him. And, he and JD have been very close for quite some time, and he's close with his son. So I think being loyal to him and knowing that he has somebody there who could easily step in and take his place, and it almost happened, right, the other day. God forbid it should ever happen again. But, it's his pick. So I trust his pick, and we know JD's going to do great things in the future for not just Ohio, but for the country. So.
Well, I'd say, first of all, it's not an unsurprising pick. Vance has been one of the top names that have been talked about for many weeks now. He's an interesting guy. He's a senator and recently been elected senator. And I think the thing that's critical for Vance, the thing that makes him attractive to Trump and to Republicans, is that he's got a real blue-collar background. And even though he is a Yale-trained lawyer, an Ivy League lawyer, he has maintained this kind of credibility and ties to that more rural parts of America. I think Vance is somebody, despite the background that I spoke of, is really seen as somebody who is representative or who understands the blue-collar workers or the rural American citizenry, which is the core of Donald Trump's party. And when you get down to an election, in modern times, it's not so much about convincing people in the middle to switch over and vote for your candidate. It's to mobilize your party's base. And I think somebody like a JD Vance would certainly do a lot to mobilize Donald Trump's more rural, more blue-collar base. If they think of the battleground states that are out there, they really are states like Ohio, former industrial states, a large rural white population that is hasn't benefited by economic growth in recent years. These are the states that Trump was able to pull away from the Democrats back in 2016 when he ran against Hillary Clinton, lost several of them in 2020. So, Pennsylvania's right next door to Ohio. Michigan's right next door to Ohio. Wisconsin is not that much different than Ohio. So I think that somebody like Vance, if he's used to speak to these sorts of voting groups in these swing states, could be very useful on the campaign trail, simply because he kind of speaks the language that those people understand. Well, I believe Trump is a very transactional person, and if somebody's useful to him now, he'll go along with them and forget maybe what was said in the past. We've seen this happen with other people who've been critical of Trump, and he's kind of forgiven them when they come around and join the Trump train, so to speak. So I don't think that's going to hurt him, but I think everybody knows that as soon as if he should disagree with Trump in the future, then that might be more problematic. One of the things that Trump does value is loyalty.